should stay were the signs I ignored. Can I help you not to hurt anymore? We saw brilliance when the world was asleep. There are things we can have but can't keep. If they say, who cares if one more light goes out in the sky of a million stars? It flickers, flickers. Who cares when someone's time runs out? If a moment is all we are. We saw brilliance when the world was asleep. Yeah, I don't know what to say, man, at this point. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Brazil. They still a GOAT. You know, they missed one penalty shot, and it's worldwide news. I've never seen that before. Brazil never, ever have missed a penalty in over 40 years. Damn, we're the GOAT. I'm telling you, this is crazy. You know? We're the GOAT, Brazil. But I told y'all that Spain is my team that I fall black on whenever Brazil gets knocked out. So I'm rooting for Spain now, because they're both my team, right? And Brazil is my number one team. But because I've been rooting for Spain since 2005, right? Because ever since Ronaldinho played for Barcelona and he had taught all the Spain footballers the tactics and his skills, he had passed through and over to them. And even the great Rooney and a lot of your favorite star ballers from earlier generation have attested, you know, and have credited Ronaldinho for, you know, sharing advice and skills, and he had taught them a lot, you know what I'm saying? So ever since Ronaldinho been playing for Barcelona, I've been a fan of both team, Brazil and Spain. So Spain is always my black up vehicle, black up support. And you know black means back, but we don't say back here in Jamaica, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm glad that I'm not rooting for Argentina, because they are being pampered and they are being babied up, booed up by the FIFA Federation Cup and organization, right? And it's similar to the artist Massacre, you know, who we call Masquita. He's an industry plant, you know what I'm saying? Because he has been working with the biggest of producer even before he had found his first hit song, right? For many years, he has been, ever since he left school, he had been recording with the biggest names of producer. How is that? You know, without a hit song, you know what I'm saying? While everyone else, they have to find a hit song for other producer to get interested into them and start to work with them and record them and give them beats to record on. But Masquita is an industry plant. He has been babied by the music industry here in Jamaica. Just like we've seen Argentina being babied in this FIFA. I'm glad I ain't rooting for none of those parties, the Masquita or the Argentina. You know, it's just so sad to know that Vybz Kartel is a fan of Argentina from before Masquita was even born. So we know that Mosquita chooses to root for Argentina because of Vybz Kartel choice, right? Because Mosquita, he always plays in favor of either of the biggest artists, right? So his career had started out with him patterning Idonia's style of delivery, while he would recite Vybz Kartel lines and use them in his songs, but try to say them differently. You know what I'm saying? And he would use Alkaline Image. But while Alkaline locks, Mosquito would plot. And Alkaline had said the pow as his slang in his song, and Mosquito took it and ran with it. Ran with the POW and start to use it more than Alkaline, who was first recognized using it. So Mosquito is like Shang Tsung of Mortal Kombat, who, he tries to gain all of the great souls so he could imitate them and, take a piece from this one and a piece from that one, So he's not original. He's not barbecue or spicy. He's none of them. He's just a copycat, a photocopier, you know. And we've seen Argentina displaying their racist behavior, a lot of that. But I won't crucify Argentina for being disrespectful to I Show Speed, because I Show Speed is I think I seen it more as him having fun with them. But there was this one female in particular who I believe was saying some disrespectful things to I Show Speed in her language, you know what I'm saying? And I Show Speed never knew what she was saying. I may have time to go look into it. So let's read this post from the tropics, right? And Brazil is almost like a tropical place, like Jamaica, the same, the Caribbean, right? And this is a sad news about Neymar, announces his retirement from international football, okay? And the tropics, they had captioned the post saying the end of an era. You know what I'm saying? So it's just sad to see the end of this era. And it continues saying, after Brazil heartbreaking 2-1 defeat to Norway in the 2026 FIFA World Cup round of 16, Neymar confirmed that his international career has come to an end. I tried, now it's over. I started here, finish here, the 34-year-old said after the whistle, right? Neymar walk away as Brazil all-time leader, men's goal scorer, having represented the Selequa for nearly 2 decades and helping them win the 2013 Confederation Cup and Olympic gold in 2016. One of football's greatest entertainer has played his final match in the famous yellow jersey. Thank you for the memories, Neymar. Thank you. Mwah. Yeah. Neymar is your favorite Neymar moment. What is your favorite? I think they meant to ask, what is your favorite Neymar moment? We're going to miss Neymar. He's a great legend. He has solidified his name all throughout the earth, just as your favorite Cristiano Ronaldo and your great Messi. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I'm more of a fan of the generation of Brazilian ballers, footballers before Neymar. Like we're talking about the original Ronaldo, the Rivaldo, the Roberto Carlos. Those are my players. And, Ronaldinho. And Ronaldinho will always be I would say Pele is my number one and Ronaldinho my number few. You know what I'm saying? But Ronaldinho is still a number one modern day football player, the most recent, in modern day, my favorite, right? And Pele is the more veteran favorite, you know what I'm saying, who brought many, style and flavor to the game. So it's not the same with the other favorites of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let us go through this slide though. Breaking news. Now this post is from Fabrizio Romano, right? And he announces that Neymar announces retirement from international football, right? Now he said, I tried. It started here at MetLife Stadium and I finished here. It is now over, Neymar said after the game. His story with the Brazilian national team is over. So sad to see. Oh my goodness. He's crying, he has broken down. You know, the penalty that we missed, that really got the best of our mental and, you know, have us lost that drive and that accuracy, that, you know, that groove. We lost that groove, that rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Because we missed the penalty kick. But this World Cup wasn't for us because of how rigged it is and, you know, all the rigmarole. You know, sorry, Neymar, we love you and love all the players. And even the one that missed, you know, blessing to you. And I hope, you know, the Brazilian people show him love and do not try to disrespect him. Because we've seen Brazil turn over statue for the great Ronaldinho. And I never liked that. That was so heartbreaking to see the Brazilian people turn their back on Ronaldinho. And Ronaldinho is a very great person. He's a good guy. You know, all of us go through stress, and especially when you're world class, the greater you are, it's the greater the responsibility. But it wasn't the responsibility that had caused the people to turn their back on Ronaldinho, but it was the great expectation. Yes, it was their great expectation. Why, you know, they expected so much from Ronaldinho because he had done so much that he had almost seemed invincible and, you know, in the eyes of the people. So that's crazy. But Brazil have seemed to forgive him for whatever they had been holding against him, you know, whatever grudge it was. And he's a good guy, man. Here's Neymar. Brazil is one of the best guys. They have the best players. When it comes to character, you know, they show on display resilience and love and joy. And, you know, they are the best player. And they should award them for being the best players. I'm talking about characteristics, you know, sportsmanship. Brazil, they're the one who got it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if we can find some more stuff to show y'all. Yeah, so I see in this video that they're saying FIFA have confirmed that the penalty that they had awarded Brazil shouldn't have been awarded. You know, so there's so many rigmarole and problem, and they have all these technology and sensor microchip in the football and still all these complication and failure to do the right thing. It's just crazy. I will not have it. Listen to this. It's crazy. Now, the post read that FIFA confirmed the wrongful awarding of Brazil's penalty versus Norway. Okay? So listen to this. Check that shit out.
FIFA have confirmed that Brazil's penalty against Norway should never have been awarded. It has now been revealed that the sensor inside the match ball detected a touch from Norwegian defender Kristoffer Ayer before any contact.
Hold on. I'm going to turn up the volume on this for y'all. Okay, so let me start by playing it a little louder for y'all, okay? Listen.
Have confirmed that Brazil's penalty against Norway should never have been awarded. It has now been revealed that the sensor inside the match ball detected a touch from Norwegian defender Kristoffer Ayer before any contact was made with Mathias Cunha. That single piece of technology should have ended the debate immediately, but unbelievably, VAR officials forgot they even had the data and instead sent the referee to the monitor to make the decision himself. Rather than confirm the clear touch from the defender using available technology, they relied on a single replay angle that failed to show the full incident. The referee admitted he could not determine with complete certainty whether the ball had been touched first and asked the VAR team for further guidance. Despite also saying they were unsure, the officials reportedly advised that they would favour a positive decision for Brazil rather than Norway. Based on that recommendation, the referee awarded the penalty. FIFA have confirmed.
Yeah, so they're basically saying that they gave Brazil the edge, right, by giving them some pampering as well. As well, we've seen they have done and guilty of doing tons of time for Argentina, right? And we know how much they love this Haaland guy from Norway, right? Who they say is the white Yeti. You know what I'm saying? The Sasquatch from Saskatchewan. You know what I'm saying? And we've seen Haaland in that's his name? That footballer, that star player from Norway, right? That Norwegian or Norwegian. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's a video of him in Texas, and the Texas white guys, they are showing him so many love. You know what I'm saying? And I would think that they are the ones who would wave the Confederate flags. You know what I'm talking about? With the swastika sign and all these things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's move forward to something else. Okay? Yeah, look at this. This is the same Holland guy I'm talking about from Norway. They treat him like, you know what I'm saying? Because he is as Caucasian as one could get or one could be. And I think they love him for that in Texas there. Because I don't know about any other state, but Texas has always been known to have a lot of black hating white folks down there. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully it's not those type who met with Holland. I'd have to go and try to find the video for y'all. But this post is from the real Gaza Uncle, and I believe that now Gaza Uncle is the top vlogger, the #1 vlogger who represent Vybz Kartel, who caused Bounty Killer to cry, and we had to sing a lullaby. You know what I'm saying? Because Bunty had claimed that it was Gaza uncle who had disrespected him for Bunty Killer reason why Bunty Killer had disrespected Vybz Kartel, which we never had that. We weren't gonna accept that. So we had destroyed Bunty until people believed that he was ill and almost on the verge of passing away. You know what I'm saying? So let me see this. Let me see this. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, so this is the footballer that had missed the penalty, and I'm saying that went viral across the world. So Bruno Gomes misses from the spot for Brazil, and it's saying that Brazil had a golden chance to score the deadlock against Norway in their FIFA World Cup round of 16 clash. But Bruno Gomes failed to convert from the penalty spot, leaving the score and giving Norway a huge lifeline. You understand? Now their penalty miss, and that's history. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy.